Greetings, mortals, I am the Fallen Shogun. We are back with more Cosmoteer. So, as you know, I am planning on doing an actual series campaign style with that, although there's some updates going on, so we'll have to see how much we can do. Now, right now, we are still ship field testing. For those who watched the stream a few days ago now, you'll have noticed I was building this. Welcome to the Hammerhead carrier. So this thing carries 10 fighters and 2 bombers. So these are blast claw fighters. I don't know, these are beetle bombers, I guess. Let's have a quick look inside it. So each fighter, as you can see, is a cockpit, 2 light plasma guns, it has 2 defensive side turrets, and it carries a Type 25 turret in the rear, which obviously gets deployed via explosive bolt. So we have 10 of these, 5 on each side, and then we have 1 beetle bomber. There's a bit of lag going on. Now this, I'm still unsure if I like it. It might be changed. It still has the 2 plasma. It has 4 side turrets. It still has the rear turret. And now it has 2 casemate armoured turrets on the front. Of course, which gives it some solid firepower. They also have been altered a bit. Yeah, but also a little bit. So they actually have antimatter water fusion thrust on the back to give them a bit of speed. Now they are deployed by this, which is still experimental. I think it needs more work. The actual carrier itself. It's designed as a pure hammerhead. It rams the enemy, lots of heavy armour, lots of shield. It has 4 flak batteries on the front, 2 small side turrets. Yeah, 2 small side turrets. It also has 2 Type 3S MO3s and 2 larger 4Ss, as you can see. So it has a bit of supporting firepower, but it's mostly there to deploy the carriers. And of course, right now it has my entire light frigate assault force defending it. I had to depopulate an entire cluster of stars to get this thing built. It's quite a lot of money, 2.3. There's a load of ships in the bottom, please ignore those. And let's deploy these onto a test subject. Let's go straight up onto an elite. Now the problem is, deploying fighters, it means destroying... Oh god, there's so many things up here. Ignore everything you see up there, especially the ones you don't recognise. Deploying these requires, well, money, because like 70k each for these, like 120k for these. Of course that won't matter when I actually put it into the campaign style. But for these I'm only going to get back, if they survive, about 2/3. It also has like a rear turret on the back. Now, because these are connected, it has a lot of engines and turrets when they've not deployed. But yeah, we are still testing out ships. So we actually do have a deployable... Wait, no. Deploy to A. As you can see, we've got a deployable position. And if need be, we deploy the fighters. Which I've got a little bit of... There's a little bit of lag going on, so I'm going to quickly pause and restart. Give me a second. And we're back in! So obviously this is a field deployment. It's an expensive one, so we'll be deploying it a couple of times. So we're going to go here. I'm going to deploy the swarm. So what you do is you break the locks, they detonate, get rid of that. So what you do is you bring these guys here, let's do that. Bring these guys as that group, and they're going to move here. There. And obviously the same to the other group. So we're using a group of 5 without the hammerhead, which we're going to have to repair. And we're going to have to see how things go. But yeah, I'd like to very much test out the fighters, which have a bit of an issue escaping, as you can see. They do better when there's not escorts. Oh, here we go. Considering the price of these things, they should do pretty well against everything. Everything indeed. Come on, speed up. God damn them. Okay, let's deploy this wave against the Holonaut. So as you can see, they deploy and they engage in large amounts of numbers. They should do significantly well with the amount of fire they've got. They are obviously not too well armed and armoured, because they are meant to be fighters. They're meant to be support ships. So obviously frigates and things are meant to get involved at some point. But as you can see, they're doing a fair bit of work. There are light assault frigates supporting them from the front line as well. Look at that. The problem is, repair work 80k. They do get stuck on each other. It's annoying, but it is what it is. As you can see, they don't like turning around. There we go. 46k for that one. Okay. But yeah, they're a bit expensive to deploy and repair, because to use them again, I'm going to have to spend a fair bit. They do work in large numbers. They do work in massively large numbers. But yeah, to actually fully redeploy that, I'm going to need 900k, so I'm already in a deficit. Which is why the fighters are an issue, because obviously, when I'm doing a campaign thing, it won't matter price-wise, but deploying these, if I sell them, it's 930k to get them back, I'm going to get 730k, so I'm losing about 200k, which is a lot. But they can put out a lot of firepower. And they should. Because in reality, this amount of firepower should be able to destroy any of these ships. As you can see, they can. The firepower they're putting out is doing significant damage. Because they hit from all sides. That's the joy of fighters, just hitting from everywhere. Like a few of them are damaged and all that. They do weirdly connect together, amusingly. They don't have any fire extinguishers either, I now notice. This may be an issue. But yeah, they're meant to be light fighters supporting something. That one's damaged. Okay, these two won't let go of each other. But yeah, obviously they do have a few minor issues, so I'm just going to sell these two off. But it's expensive to reuse them over and over again, which obviously is their main drawback. They're going to be expensive to use. But I think I have a roughly good idea of how to use them. I don't think the bombers are still proper. The bomber units definitely need more work. But they are quite well armoured, these two. I think these two should be hitting from the rear. There we go. And they're quite fast, honestly. As you can see, because there's so many of them, even though one or two get damaged, they just devastate things. Now obviously they're not good against large targets, they can't move from sector to sector. They're more TIE fighters than anything. They're not meant to be able to just leave on their own. And obviously now I have to repair this, which is a fair bit. So this ship can only really be used against priority targets. But it is definitely there. It's designed along the lines of it takes the hits on its big armoured front. Then it deploys units moving into battle. As you can see, a lot of people are moving about. Look at that. Look at the crew boarding the ships. I am debating whether this requires 2 turrets in the rear. So it is meant to be a bomber. So maybe it does need 2 turrets in the rear. There's also the engines. I'm not happy where the engines are. But yeah, this is the gist of this. You may have noticed this is slightly different. I've swapped out 2 of these for 2 more turrets. As you can see, I've got those. But yeah, we're definitely preparing for what I'd like to call usefulness. Now, I think we need more frigates for this. I think we need frigates for the cruisers, and this probably needs to be defended by cruisers rather than frigates. Like 2 big cruisers to defend it. It is flagship worthy almost. It's still built in the 100-100 style. I'm not going bigger yet. Like, maybe I should, but I'm not. But yeah, because all these fighters are attached, as you can see, they're using all their engines, and they will also all use their turrets, because the turrets don't count as separate ships. So all of these side turrets will be opening fire. Oh, there's a hacksaw up there. There it is. So but before they launch, there's a lot of fighter power here. Oh. Uh-oh. They're coming in. No. They both left. This needs more fighter defense, point defense. These turrets just aren't useful. 77k. Oof. There we go. Got a Quicksilver interceptor. Instantly gone. Really enough to all trying to get in front. But yeah, the shields and the armour mean this is quite formidable from the front. Of course, I've yet to get the power properly done. As you can see, it is formidable when it's not launching its fighters. So it is designed to get into the enemy's line. As you can see, it just puts up fire. Deploy that one too. Sometimes there's a bit of an issue with the fighters being released, annoyingly, but there you are. Damn it, now I'm stuck on that one. As you can see, even though I'm being shot from the front by a lot, it took so much fire. Maybe more armour is needed still though. Still took a while, but did get through. You're considering it's only got like 4 real guns. Still a bit of lag going on, very weird. There's something running in the background, I feel. Yeah, it works. It's efficient. Okay, you two go and engage that. Obviously, I'd like to have like a different setting. I think these frigates being here are causing issues with the fighters launching, which is a bit of a problem, but you know. Oh! Go. Just annoying that the fighters retain the name, but it is what it is. You can see the railguns are having issues getting through the multitudes of shields. They eventually do, but it takes so long. There we go. The main issue with this isn't the front, it's the armour. Not enough ammo. But yeah, as you can see, it's taken a heavy pounding and it's still here. And the fighters, as you can see, are massively causing issues. They're hitting it from all sides, taking out side weapons and all sorts. That's what they're meant to be here for. I don't know if they're cost efficient yet, but it's a test, more than anything. Hammerhead there. I think that's from the first wave. Another one there. There was a bit of weird lag going on. I don't know why. $13k was that, and 900k here. They even made money back. But yeah, of course, when I'm actually doing properly, they're going to be pulled back. But I still want to make it like useful cheap. And there we go. So right now, I think cruisers rather than frigates. I'm still not entirely sure that the bombers are bomber capable. Maybe torpedoes in the front. Maybe a big laser beam. Yeah, even the frames are going low. I've not even got that much going on right now. What was I using on my CPU? I had more than this going on in other tests. So the ship used to look a lot different to this. This is partially inspired by Noxebos, talking about stingray tails, and partially me taking the Hammerhead from Space Pirates and Zombies, which I love that ship. There's the hacks. I forgot we're still fighting the Haxer. Now, because these are all connected, they have lots of point defense as well. God, the mines. Yeah, it should have some kind of point defense anyway. Look at them all. So many mines. But yeah, point defences are significant. But when I launch the fighters, of course, less significant. Just ran away! Bloody ran away. So it's not the fastest ship. It's not meant to be the fastest ship. If it was, I'd built it entirely differently. Come on. As you can see, it's got lots of fighter pilot locker rooms, got a load of officers' rooms, and the captain's cabin there. It's not really meant to have any amenities on it. It's more of a front-line ship. You don't get to go to the bar while in battle. If you did, it'd be definitely a different world. Go, go, go! We're engaging! We are very engaging. Tore it apart! As you can see, front armour is significant. This is literally a gigantic shield to deploy its fighters in the worst possible scenarios. So I think the ship, I think the carrier and the fighters work, if I'm honest. Not sure how well they work, but I do think they work. Just need to work a bit more on them. Because that was a high level area. I mean, destroyed it. Even after repairs and selling all the fighters, we came out with more money than we went in. Of course, we are looking at 350. This is 700k. This is nearly $1 million in resources to deploy the fighters. Which is a lot for throwaway ships, where even if they take no damage, you still lose 200k upon deployment. That's a small ship. But yeah, I think this ship works really well. It was the mines lagging me out. I'm definitely buying this game when it comes out. Where are we going? light assault frigates aren't meant to have shields. They're meant to take a pounding. The cruisers and above start getting shields because they're more important. Imagine if you all say frigates are obsolete designs. Yeah, I think the frigates need a bit more work. I think I like them with better point defense. Obviously I did remove one of the point defense over here for type turrets. I'm thinking maybe another couple of point defense units on it, because they're just not stopping missiles. And that's a bit of a problem, because they really should be stopping more missiles than what they're doing. Now, I have tested fighters out on this. Fighters can bring this down significantly fast. Frigates, less so. Weirdly enough. As you can see, that frigate took a lot of damage, although really cheap to repair because most of the resources, of course, are inside it. But yeah, this is a carrier. This is my new fighter force. There are a few other small-scale ships and a couple of the fighter stars I've been trying, but... So, yeah, I think with this ship, obviously I'd like to change this. Not sure how, but I definitely think we should change this a bit. Maybe there, so because they're meant to be heavy fighters, heavy bombers. Now, right now, I think they're just heavy fighters because they're not the best, but they are useful as it is. And as you can see, a bit annoying here. I can't. They're also like too wide purely for the cockpit. But yeah, I think we should be okay with this. There we go. So the Beetle bombers, maybe they could call the Scarabs. Like give them claws. Maybe Scarabs. We've got the blast claws. Yes, I stole that off of X4, X3, X3. But yeah, the blast claws, fighters, and the Beetle. Are they heavy bombers? They're more heavy fighters. Got blast claw fighters and Beetle heavy fighters right now. Maybe we'll work on a bomber variant, which is literally just missile tubes or something. Anyway, yes. I think it's working. I think it's good. I definitely think they need a cruiser escort. And probably better situation with the engines. But the Hammerhead is prepped. We have yet another ship for a growing fleet. So that means you have like... We have more cruisers than you guys know. A couple more frigates. A few more random ships I'm building. And a flagship. So that means you have like 10 combat capable ships. Any of which are capable of clearing entire sectors on their own. The flagship can clear on its own. This formation can clear on its own. Just a pair of cruisers can clear on its own. Yeah. So bounty is no longer a problem for us. We can just deploy whatever we like, whenever we like. But until then, till the next one, when we're probably going to work on another ship type, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, be awesome, be epic, and I will be seeing you next time.